3, 2, begin transmission.
Hello, Space Cadets, and welcome to Season 2 of Dungeon Radio Hour, where your nose isn't the only thing Jack Frost will be nipping. As always, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Dalton Rusher-Riddle, joined once again by my ragtag band of space heroes and their significant others. Introduce yourself, heroes and significant others.
I'm Cody Rusher-Riddle. I almost said Cody Rusher-Adair.
Joining us.
I'll tell you,
We're together.
it sounds good, Cody.
Wow.
If you want to form a
It really rolls
quadruple,
off the tongue.
I'm Michael Adair.
This is how I find out.
I'm Alissa Adair.
I'm Andrew Gehrlein.
And I'm Laura Gehrlein. I know, I hated saying it. I hated it.
I was wondering what you were going to say.
It was too much work to come up with a joke.
You could have come up with your maiden name. That's what I thought you were going to say.
So
Laura
here's...
Liefer.
But everybody else has the same last names, and I felt left out.
I mean, Cody and Dalton are, they're modern. They hyphenated. I refuse to hyphenate.
This
I
is
shut
how
the
we
hyphen
take
down.
feminism down a peg.
Absolutely.
By
It's
making
also,
the women say their new last names.
Plot twist, spoiler alert. Rusher-Riddle is a lie. We have not changed our names.
It's
Well,
not-
then,
It's
just our
goddamn it, why
moniker.
did we add it into the podcast? Dalton has
Oh,
more
shit.
syllables. It's a trip up every time. He's not used to it either. No, I love it. It's adorable. Rusher-Riddle.
Are you guys ever going to change it legally?
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah,
will
for sure.
eventually. So if anyone is looking for a present to gift us around the holidays, they do make little kits nowadays that just do it all for you.
What?
They're
The
roughly
name change kit?
$129.99
Yeah.
before tax on Amazon if you're interested.
Huh. Well, I did mine for $60 in the courthouse.
It's like hiring a tax person.
For your hyphenated last
I
name.
mean, I sat at the Social Security office for nothing.
Well, to be honest, things are different post-COVID. Like, I didn't have to go into the office. I could just bebop-skidoo, send stuff over the interweb.
I got a kidney transplant from Amazon. It showed up to my door. It had like instructions, like Laura had to cut me open. They sent like a little X-Acto knife, disposable.
That's
Your
At least
kids
it was
can't get to
disposable.
it.
And now he has the voice of Selena Gomez.
Is she the one in Wicked? Who the fuck knows?
She's
Her and
not.
Ariana, they're the same person. They're the same person to me.
She's
so here's
not.
Defying Gravity or whatever by Selena
Nope.
Grande.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
One
Yeah,
way to tell us that you haven't seen Wicked yet.
Listen, I have not. We're seeing it this weekend. However, as much as I am excited for it, and I know it's going to be
You're
good,
Uh-huh.
I genuinely am. I don't like this whole 1-part, 2-part movie bullshit. They're charging us two tickets for the price of one story, which you can see on stage in full. They do an intermission. You get both parts of the story. It's great. They tell a whole story beginning to end on the stage. It's fantastic. The movies should fucking do that again. So
Listen, I agree for intermission. I don't mind the 2-part. It's a long story. They had to expand on the original, right? Or else why translate it into film? Alissa, your opinion.
Seconded.
There we go. Nice and efficient.
here's something. I would pay more money for a 4.5-hour movie versus seeing 2 3-hour movies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but Andrew, let me ask you this. Do you feel the same way about sequels? Like Toy Story 2?
No, I don't, because the full narrative story is being told from movie to movie. If they broke up Toy Story 2 into part 1 and 2, then I'd say that's the same
Yeah, but
thing.
how do you
We've
know
never
it's not?
known.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He knows because we've seen Wicked. Like,
Oh, that's a fucking good point. If I saw Toy Story the fucking musical 100 times and suddenly Toy Story Part 1 was out, I'd be pissed.
But, Andrew, let me ask you this. What musical are you seeing that is the same cost as 2 movie tickets? Because I still think you're getting your money's worth.
That's a good point.
I don't know. Is
still
this a
cheaper.
matinee performance?
oh, yeah,
For
we
either?
exclusively do matinees.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. $5 Tuesdays.
Is it
in
touring
fact.
or are we in New York?
Or
There's
are we
a lot
like
of factors
off
here.
Broadway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Or is it a
either
high
way.
school production?
Ooh, no. Oh, yeah. Couldn't drag me.
That'd
I didn't
a
want to
big
be in
ask.
my own high school production.
They're so fun. They're so cringy. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
I'm
that's
just-
a good point.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just like, after Defying Gravity, what happens? Is she going to fucking run away from the monkeys for the next 2.5 hours of the second movie
You
because
haven't
that's
seen
pretty
Wicked
much
in such a long time.
we've seen it like 4 times on stage. She Defying Gravity's great, and then after that she's on the run. She has a little moment with what's his fucking name in the bridge.
Uh-huh,
and
yeah,
then,
you've seen it so many times.
and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden she's Wicked.
Defying Gravity is the end of Act 1. It's the perfect
Yeah, but
part
it's
to
like
cut at.
when you see Wicked, it's like hour 15 for the first act and then like a 40-minute second act.
Yeah,
It's
well,
short. There's not nearly as much that happens.
They're definitely going to add more, and it's another 2 hours, and you just got to get the fuck over it. One, go
And
see
I'm
you're
only
gonna
going to
be
see
happy.
part
Cultural
1.
Touchstone.
I'll never see part 2. That's
Oh,
my
wow.
protest.
Wow. You're going to be different once you see it.
How do you feel about Deathly Hallows Part 2? Huh?
Hate it. I hate the first one. You know why? Because it doesn't tell a fucking full story. They walk around in the woods for 2.5 hours in the first one.
Coming from the man who has never read the book.
The book singular. That's correct. I've not read the last book. It doesn't
You
mean.
read all but the last book?
Yeah, that doesn't make the 2-part thing.
What happened about not completing a story, Andrew?
Guess what? It was one book. It was one book, not 2 books, right? The last book was not Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. It was a full story.
How do you know you didn't read it?
Exactly.
Because I've seen the movies, and it's called Part 1 and 2, and it's named after one book.
Isn't Deathly Hallows like 800 pages? That should be 2 books.
Yeah, and how do you know
What?
that on page 401 it doesn't say part 2
Yeah, that's
in the
true.
same
Does it,
book?
Let me ask you, does it say that?
Yes.
And why didn't you read the
don't believe
last
you.
book? Was that intentional? Were you just
Thank
like,
you.
I can't close this chapter of my life out?
Andrew
Yes,
doesn't
that's
read.
intentional. He doesn't want it to be over.
That's true.
Okay, I do that with TV shows and video games sometimes. Like
Why would I need to read it when I have 2 fucking movies of the same goddamn book?
Because the book is so much better. They leave out so much.
If
even
it was
though it's
better,
2 parts.
they would have made Part 1 and 2, apparently.
They did. Page 401.
And that's why
Deathly
Wicked's
Hallows Part
awesome,
2.
because we love a 2-parter.
I guarantee Dalton had something worked up for this
I
podcast.
did.
Anyway, with the-
I did, and we are so far removed.
And here we
I
are.
like that we touched on it, though.
Should we start over?
No, we're gonna
No.
ride this.
We're in it.
So yeah, Mike, you are correct. I did have something planned for this, but it has been so long since all 6 of us have coexisted in the same virtual space, let alone the same physical space. So I wanted to give the room and the time to nurture that friendship and that camaraderie, get together.
and
other
then
sappy
Andrew
bullshit.
shit all over it with his wicked rant.
With the wicked rant, yes.
But you know what? Let Andrew go. It's engagement. Andrew's
Selena
a
Gomez
dispenser.
makes
He's
a fine
contrarian.
Fiero. Okay, she does. All right, she's fine.
Full circle. That's how we get
Oh,
back.
yeah.
No. The reason why the very amazing and handsome Cody and the gorgeous and beautiful Laura have graced us with their presence on the pod today is this is just the family. This is a holiday special. We're going to take a couple of weeks off after this comes out so that we all can enjoy the holiday with our family and our loved ones, and we want all of you to do the same. But we will be back on the 7th of January in 2025 for all of your regular releases. But tonight, I wanted to celebrate our holiday together and just kind of open it up with this pre-show of just like, what were the holidays like when you were growing up? Are there any like special traditions that you would do with your family, or like certain memories that were like really stick out from when you were a kid? Anything and everything you want to share.
Well, I believe your family would like reenact the birth of Jesus, right? Like you
In
guys
the
would
living
start
room, I heard.
at the Immaculate Conception, and like how that went, how it really went,
Oh God.
and then you go through the time skips, and then you guys would go to the birth and.
At Alyssa's
Yep.
house, it was the Passion of the Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And
On
it's got a really
Christmas?
different
on
tone.
Christmas? That's an Easter story.
Not Easter.
Yeah, but
No.
they're dark people.
Hey,
My mom
Jesus,
loves
same
Easter
guy
that
from
much.
Easter and Christmas, by the way. Spoiler.
A story in 2
Oh
parts.
Ah!
Yeah.
That's what the Bible's bullshit too, by the way.
Oh,
That
oh.
actually, and it tells it 4 times actually. And Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Mhm.
Is that what those are about?
They're all just the same story.
Yeah.
Of Jesus'
Couldn't tell ya.
birth and
It's
death.
like Twilight.
those I
same
have
story,
read.
different narrators. I mean, I shouldn't compare the Bible to Twilight.
You really should.
Let's keep it rolling. let's keep it
Speaking
rolling.
of Jesus' birth, actually, one of my favorite traditions growing up was going to see a church near our house do what they call Journey to Bethlehem, and it was so fun. You would stand in line. It was middle of winter, snowy. They'd give you free hot cocoa while you waited in line to go up. They had this huge acre of like forest behind the church, and they'd convert it and have everyone like play actors that you are essentially doing the same journey to Bethlehem that Mary and Joseph did. So you would actually traverse. There'd be giant like fire pits at different areas. You'd meet other travelers who are also going, who've heard the tale of someone pregnant that's heading out. So like they'd create this whole like role play, and then you'd finally get to the town. There'd be shops that all had like free food and free gifts that you were purchasing because they'd give you fake money at the beginning. So you could like purchase the free items, and then finally you'd hear tell of the woman who was pregnant, and you'd go see Jesus being after.
You could
I
see
was
her
about to say
hymen.
do it.
Okay.
Make sure.
Okay,
You can
okay.
see a tear in real time.
So
I
let
like
me
that
get
it's-
this.
No, you
Let
do
me
it
get
all.
this straight. Let me get this straight. They let little old 11-year-old Alissa with her free hot cocoa basically LARP as an unwed pregnant virgin from start to finish.
No. You are just a fellow traveler.
You
You're
heard
here to
tell of somebody pregnant.
She wasn't the
in
character,
next
Oh,
show.
So you
okay.
weren't the star.
I thought you were role playing as the Virgin Mary.
No, and in fact, they
Mm.
would give you characters. Like I think one time I got Esther, so they'd give you like a little bookmark, and it would be as some kind of Hebrew name that they'd give you. Yeah, and you'd literally LARP it and walk through, and as if you were in Jerusalem. Or
That's
in
Funny
like
as
Bethlehem.
I had
turn
the.
into
Let's go ahead, Cody. Sorry.
I was gonna say this has the potential to turn into a really fun murder mystery adventure.
Oh, absolutely.
killed
Murder
Jesus?
mystery, the birth of Christ.
Who
edition.
killed Jesus?
Murder in the
Oh,
mail.
Murder in the manger.
The guys with the spears are like, I don't know. Let's make a whole mystery about it. I guess.
They're also babies. Judas is just rubbing his silver in the corner. He's also a
Oh, it's like
baby.
Muppet Babies, what with the Bible?
Oh my god.
Bible babies,
Muppet
dude.
Jesus.
We're
Yeah.
like, he dies eventually. Let's
babies.
just do it. Let's just get it done.
Yeah.
No, I had the same. Alyssa, we had the same upbringing because I did the same thing with the fake money. I even think I have an old coin
Wow.
from it. It's probably not legal tender.
Do you know this is actually like a thing that they do in the Mexican culture? It's called Los Pasados. And that's like, I'm wondering if that's where your churches got this from.
We appropriated it
What?
from Mexicans.
I am assuming.
Probably.
I mean,
Basically everything is appropriated, but okay, bouncing off of this though. So I was raised Catholic.
Mhm.
So we wouldn't do that. That sounds way too fun for Catholicism. But we always would do like, you know, they would cast kids as Mary and Joseph and stuff, and they would have a narrator. And I was such a little brat. I always wanted to be Mary because I was like, she's the star. Mary is the number one role. I want to be Mary. Never got cast as Mary. I
Too
was
slutty.
no, I was fucking hard to look at. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh.
I had such a snaggletooth, like low vision, so awkward. They always made me be the narrator. So I had to like waltz up before all the kids in costume and go to the little podium and
You're
like
gonna
flip
stand
the
off
pages.
stage and you're
Yeah,
gonna
Yeah,
read.
that's what I imagine. I imagine little Laura off stage with the God mic in the wings.
Actually,
I
this
didn't
narrator
watch
wears
that.
a bag over its head, just like the
I'm
narrators
surprised they
back
even
in
let
the
you
day.
on the stage.
This narrator's in a sheep costume.
no, I refuse to believe that, Laura. I got to be the narrator a lot too in shows growing up. I think it was just because,
Were you also unfortunate to look at as a child?
excuse you, I was an adorable child.
I think everyone here, except for the two in the green fucking window, were narrator type kids. Okay.
I
I
was
was
just
a
saying we could
narrator
handle
type
that
kid,
level
absolutely.
of responsibility. We could handle
That
it
is
Yeah.
true.
at
Alyssa,
that age.
you've blossomed so wonderfully. It's okay to admit that 12-year-old you was unfortunate. Here we are. We've had our glow up. It's all right. We were all narrators. Except Dalton. Dalton was like...
Except Dalton and Cody. They were not narrators. They were the stars.
Absolutely.
I mean, ages 12 to 14 were a weird phase for me.
For us all.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely for us all.
Ages 12 to 33 haven't been
Yeah.
gone.
We're still going through it.
Speaking of church plays, so I grew up going to a Pentecostal church in a very small town, and we always had some kind of holiday show where we would put on a little play. But I also had a neighbor who directed music for a bigger church in my small town. And so I was kind of playing like both sides of the fence, and I would go be in both plays just to show off my acting chops as a 9-year-old homosexual in the closet. But I remember
That was your 2 dates for a
specifically-
prom.
Exactly.
Prom life.
I got to be at the Baptist church at 8 and the Church of God at 7 a.m.
Love it.
But I specifically remember one role in which I was the mayor of Bethlehem, and I had like this long monologue right after the intermission where I was like, hear ye, welcome to Bethlehem. And 25 years later, I'm still scarred by it.
I thought you were going to keep going with the monologue, dude. I thought you still
I
had
want
it.
to hear it.
He still
It,
has
al-
the entire
it already
memorized.
sounded anachronistic. Totally not the time. Did you have like a top hat and suspenders too?
Yep.
Like every mayor.
Well, do we actually think Bethlehem had a mayor? That doesn't really seem like historically accurate.
Mayor of Bethlehem.
Bethlehem actually had the
Whitewashed
first
for sure.
historical mayor.
It's true. It's a little fact for you.
Speaking of like, church and plays, I was raised Southern Baptist, and we never really did
Southern Baptist.
religious Christmas plays. It was always like the Christmas plays about the Modern Family that gets together for Christmas, but something like tragically goes wrong, and at the end there's a moral of the story that you're supposed to take away from it.
In Bernie, Missouri, this
Yeah,
is
that
what's happening.
Yes.
Something doesn't seem right.
Don't drunk drive Christmas Eve.
Like
That's
it
the
was,
moral this
stuff like
year.
that. Like it was like it was like a cute little family Christmas play, but like a super heavy emotional undertone because of like some tragic mishap that had befallen the family. Yeah, it crazy.
Don't they make movies like that? Like the movies with the firefighters and stuff? I forget what it was called. It was huge when we were in college. But it was like, happy, we're religious.
Like the God is not dead.
Yeah,
people?
like those stuff. And then something tragic, like the daughter dies in a house fire, and it's like, Jesus.
And then it is Jesus, and it's fine because Jesus.
Is that how it goes? I've never seen one of those movies.
That's how it goes. Someone says the word, but Jesus exists, and they go, you're right. Our whole family
that's our
having
final
exploding
destination?
tumors is fine.
Thoughts and prayers.
And then the movie ends.
I know those movies. Like, I'm trying to recall.
Good.
You never saw Exploding Tumors versus
Exploding
Jesus?
Tumors Christmas
Never.
3D.
It's the musical. You never saw that? It's a 2-part musical.
It's a 2-part.
If it was a 2-part musical, I'd be all up on that. Like, I was a VeggieTale fiend. Give me all the music.
All right, so pulling us away from religion for just a minute, are there any other like non-secular traditions that you remembered growing up, or like specific special memories that kind of stick out?
We would always open one present on Christmas Eve. Does that count?
Oh,
Yeah, that counts.
that's a
That
good
for
one.
sure counts.
Everyone got to pick one. You try to get like your pajamas or something.
I was about
Yeah.
to say,
You
my
wear 'em
mom
that
on
night.
purpose would give us the pajamas. That's what we got to open. So that way we could wear them for Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would beg my mom to open one like a week before because they wrapped everything well beforehand. And then I'd get the next one and the next one until my mom was like, "Hey, Mike, you're not going to have any presents for Christmas." And I'd
She
wake
let
up.
you. She let
Oh,
you.
she
do it?
would. Because my mom could not say no to anything. That's why I have no discipline as an adult. So, so now I would wake up and it'd be like, I have one little golden book, and I'd be this chubby little pissed off kid stamping around because everybody else had presents still, and I had a book left. I would be so mad.
And whose fault
I'd be
was
like,
that?
"Why didn't you let me do this?" Like, I didn't know exactly
your
what was going to happen.
Wow. Your poor mom.
Yeah.
She can't win.
Oh yeah. No, I
If
made
she
life
says
hell
no,
for
you
her.
cry. If she says yes, you cry later.
I couldn't be pleased. That's who I was.
See, when I was growing up, I thought presents on Christmas Eve was the norm. Like Christmas like presents from Santa on Christmas Eve was just like that was the standard. I very rarely did I ever open up presents from Santa on Christmas Day. So we would always go to my dad's side of the family for like Christmas Eve. And when we would get home, I would have to sit and wait in the car for like 30 minutes while my parents went inside to check and see if Santa had came. And so during that 30 minutes that I had to sit and wait in the car, they would like walk around the house with like boots on to make boot prints, and they would drop all the presents underneath like the table or the tree, and they would like eat the cookies and all that other stuff. And then they would come back out of the car like, oh, Santa came, you have to come in and see. Looking back on it now, I was like, these motherfuckers didn't want to wake up in the middle of the night to do it like a normal set of parents, so they decided to do it on Christmas Eve at like 8 o'clock at night.
Smart. Yeah.
So I always thought like Santa went out, he hit like North America first and then made his way across, which is why I got my presents so early.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like you were just first on the road.
I was first on the list, and then I didn't realize that opening presents from Santa on Christmas Day was like the normal thing to do. It wasn't until I got like much later in life I was like, oh,
unless it was
not
clothes,
supposed to be.
And then you threw them.
Through it. Yep, that's true.
Unless it was anything but Legos. And threw it
Or
across
action
the room.
figures. Or action
Figures, of course. Excuse me.
So wait, did anyone else's parents also go to like those big lengths to show that Santa had been there?
My parents, like for the first couple of Christmases, I remember being at my grandparents' house, like after my mom and dad split up, and like my aunt would be there and my grandparents, and they'd make a big production. Like there would be sleigh bells and stuff in the other room, and somebody would be on the roof like clomping like their boots and stuff. I know, it would be awesome, right? And I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, Santa's here. But also like I kind of didn't believe it. Like I was like trying to believe it. Because every Christmas movie we had growing up was about Santa not being real. So that illusion was shattered really quickly. I'm like, oh yeah, the adults in this movie that know, like, as a fact that Santa's not real, they're the ones who are right. So I never really believed. That wasn't like a thing that got ruined for me at like 8 years old from an older cousin.
Oh no.
Yeah, a lot of movies do spoil that, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't think it spoils it.
The Santa
Like
Claus.
the Santa Claus.
No, because he becomes the Santa
He becomes
Claus.
Santa. He's real in the Santa Claus.
So he's real.
But the adults go into the
Around
movie
him.
saying he's not real, and they're the ones that are supposed to mirror real life.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
okay.
He would be proven that Santa was real. So I believe the ending, what the movie was.
I don't
telling.
believe that Tim Allen is Santa Claus. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, that's because he's not Santa anymore. Have you not seen Santa Clauses? He retired.
Oh.
Yeah, I did avoid that. Yeah, you're right.
Did he give up the mantle? Is that what happens? He gives up the mantle?
Yeah, I think he gives it to his son. Not Charlie,
oh,
but
God,
the other one.
terrible.
The
I tried
second.
the first season. It's awful. Watched all of it, though, in one day.
I kept saying, "Why are you watching this? You hate." And he was like, "I have to see the bad."
It's a character
I gotta
we
keep
grew up
with
with.
the lore.
I had to find out what happened to him. You
No,
know?
I
like,
get it. I almost watched it, even though you said it was god awful. That was like
Don't.
my the first two movies were so good.
The first two are good.
What
Yeah.
about traditions or things that you have created together as a couple since being together, being married? Are there any special things that you all
I
do?
love that.
So Andrew's family is way more traditional than my family. So he came into like our relationship with a lot of traditions. But I think one of our favorites is we will drive around and look at Christmas lights and then go get takeout sushi. And we do that like, I don't know, usually one weekend in December.
This is her way of saying, hey, it's December 10th. Like, get the fuck on it, dude. We got to get sushi soon.
We got
And we
lights and
do.
sushi to see.
Christmas.
That's a good one.
That was always a fun thing growing up, is going around and looking at the Christmas lights in the rich
That's
neighborhoods.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like some legit ones in St. Louis.
St. Louis people
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
take it very seriously. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
what we hated about living in LA. There was like no one that put up Christmas lights.
I
But
know,
here they
yeah.
go all out. Like there's like literally Candy Cane Lane and you can like just walk it and it's like 5 blocks of just chaos.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So it's more like Candy Cane Subdivision and not Candy Cane Lane. If
It's
spans
Candy
5
Cane,
blocks.
yeah. Block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna say it?
I'll say it. All right. So in Alyssa's family, they would always exchange ornaments the night before Christmas, right? So that was the present, is you get an ornament every year. And she's brought in like boxes of these fucking ornaments into like our apartment, right? From growing up. I don't have anything like that, but it'd be like, there's a little Mickey hat from like 2007, and here's this thing. And so I was like, oh, that's a cute tradition. So we kept doing that, and every year I give Alissa a Christmas ornament, and we exchange ornaments night before Christmas. So now
I was gonna say we're
we
kind of like
carried on the tradition.
like you guys, where my family was the one that had a few more traditions than Mike's family.
Yeah.
And so that's one that we absorbed, and it's usually one that we try to emulate how the year was or something about the year. You know, it's like
That's
Yeah.
we got Augie, we got one that was like a little. He even painted it because we couldn't find one that had exactly Augie's spots. So he found a little black dot ornament and painted it to match.
Oh,
So now we have that.
that's sweet.
How many trees do you need to like put all these ornaments up?
At a point,
We-
you will need another one.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. We need a bigger tree. Anyway, I mean, we have all of Alyssa's ornaments. The uglier ones, they get left in the box.
I was gonna say, veto some of my ornaments.
But you can't throw them away because they're sentimental.
No, of course not.
Exactly.
Keep it forever.
Just live in the box, and then you pull them up to look at them, and then pretend they're on the tree, and then just
Give them a little
back
kiss.
And
and
then
put
you
them back
put
in.
them back in the box.
That's what our tree is. We haven't bought any.
Yeah,
They're
my
just from our childhood.
When we got married, my mom's just like, here's all the old shit you made out of popsicle sticks. You still want that, right? And I do.
All perfectly preserved.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a sentimental bitch.
It's
You
kind of
are.
annoying.
What a sentimental
If I wasn't so sentimental, I would.
He'll get mad at me if I throw away something.
Okay.
I did
she'll
too.
just,
I
like-
do the same thing.
She'll just like throw something away. I'm like, what was that? She's like, oh, that was my 7th grade yearbook. And I was like, what the fuck?
I don't miss it.
They don't have copies of that online. That's your fucking
That's insane.
yearbook.
Exactly. Also, it's not
Thank
just for
you.
you. It's for your parents. It's for Andrew.
It's for when you're old and you're like, I want to remember my friends who are all
Yes.
dead. And then you look at it, you cry, and it feels good. You don't have that now for 7th
Cross
grade.
I think you
Sounds
should
like a
always
good
keep
time.
all of your yearbooks in case someone you grew up with becomes famous and you can sell
Ooh.
their
That's
yearbook
true.
photo to TMZ and make $25,000.
Ooh, or maybe they even sign your yearbook, like hags
Oh,
or something.
absolutely.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
maybe
if
they
somebody
said facts,
becomes,
so
like-
a lot of people wrote in my yearbook.
Oh. Oh. In mine
That
too.
was just a joke.
But you
it's
know what?
fine.
They were wrong.
They were
They
wrong.
weren't lying.
But Laura, I'm exactly the same, and Mike hates it. Like,
I do.
He is so much
Oh,
more
listen.
sentimental
Okay,
than me.
I keep everything. Because you want the memories. So Alissa, I got really mad at her one time because she was like, "Oh, all of my notes from my music teacher, my piano teacher, from 6th to 12th grade." And I'm like, "Okay, let me look through these." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna throw them away. Me and Mom are trying to get rid of some shit." I'm like, "You can never get those back." Like, they had little cute comments on them.
Do you miss them, Alissa?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I want to see, like, Alyssa's really been progressing or whatever 2 years into the... and it told the whole story!
I found it as an adult, read through it again, had those little warm feelings, and went, now I'm done.
And then you said, and I'll never see this again. Light it on fire.
Yeah.
So I have a question to you throwawayers. If you have kids one day and they draw you a picture of a dinosaur, are you going to fucking throw that shit away?
Listen,
No.
speaking as a teacher, who I have freaking 18 of them draw me a picture every freaking day.
Your kid.
You throw it away. Same thing. I'll say, oh, it's so cool. I'll keep it. And then I'll throw it away in secret. 100%.
This is why I will be the record keeper of our
Heartless.
children's childhoods.
Heartless.
Okay,
So Cody and I aren't big in general about holding on to stuff. I wouldn't say. I feel like there are some things that we hold on to, but there's plenty of things that we toss.
Dalton, you have Yu-Gi-Oh cards from 2003. What the fuck are you talking about?
those
That
are
is
valuable.
different. That's different.
There are like 30 binders of Pokemon
I'm
cards in the
saying.
background behind me.
What do you throw away? You're like, fuck
You don't
these
throw away
memories
Pokemon
from our
cards.
first date. Light on fire.
No, so you don't throw away Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards.
No, I agree
We
with
keep
that.
we keep all the things from each other, like all the little notes, cards, everything like that. But like and like stuff for the dogs, we keep all of that. Obviously, when it comes to the kids, we'll keep everything for the kids, like all of their pictures, all of
Have
their
to. Unless you're a bad mom like Laura.
I am receiving complaints and death threats from our cast here for these questions being too sappy and too much prep work on the backside. So we're gonna get into just some fun ones. Favorite Christmas movie? Go.
The Grinch, Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Jingle all the way.
Oh,
All
That
day,
one
every day.
too.
no way, Dalton! I did not know
Love
that.
that.
Jingle
I
all
love
the
that
way.
movie.
No, it's not.
Wow.
It's a terrible movie. I
Respect.
disagree.
What?
It is, but that's what makes
It's really
it so
bad.
good.
Like, the plot is an insane postal worker puts a bomb.
That's only
That's
one
not
of the plot points.
That's a side plot.
It's a side quest.
I don't know, man. It seems like a major part of the plot. I watched it for the first time in like 25 years, a couple years ago, and it's a terrible movie, but I get it. I get why it's sentimental. It's a
so
wacky
funny.
90s holiday movie.
It's funny as fuck.
It's so good.
It is funny.
The neighbor, like the kid. Where
Oh,
it's
Phil
like,
Hartman.
Phil, yeah.
Oh yeah, Phil Hartman.
Balthazar.
Balthazar. All the cookies. Yeah, he's amazing.
A more
Muppet
recent
Christmas Carol for me.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
OG
100%.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
I 100% agree
Close
with
second
you.
is A Christmas Story.
I didn't really care about A Christmas Story. I feel like that was for like.
Go
people
fuck
who-
yourself, Mike.
Wow! Personal attack.
Fuck you,
I did say Dalton's movie was shitty, and then I did shit on your movie. Okay, I get it. I deserve
You really
all
didn't.
Of
I just completely overreacted for a comedic effect.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us what yours is, and we'll tell you how terrible
I
it is.
agree with Andrew. Nobody can diss me, or else you're also insulting our beautiful friend Andrew.
Well, fuck yeah.
I
Fuck both of us. Yeah.
holiday.
The Holiday.
Oh yes.
Oh, I forgot another one. Okay, you keep going with The Holiday though. The Holiday.
I love it. I watch it almost every year. Jack Black. Great.
But are you Team Jude Law or Jack Black?
Jack Black.
I mean, obviously Jack Black.
In
Right?
that
Look at
movie,
who
yeah.
She married. She didn't marry Jude Law. She married Jack Black.
And what's
That's what
her
Well,
name?
but Jude Law was not a love interest for both of them. You guys are acting like they were pitted against each other.
No,
It's
I'm
two
just
separate
saying
loves.
there's two men, and you have to choose which one you want to bang.
That's true.
And you can only pick one.
And Alyssa
Okay, that's
wanted
the
to bang
game.
Jack Black.
Okay. No, what are the two female actresses?
Cameron Diaz,
Cameron Diaz
and
Kate
and
Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
Thank you. I'm mainly Jack Black, Kate Winslet story, just because Kate Winslet is
adorable.
just a much better actress.
Oh, Cameron
And
Diaz
That's
sucks.
who I want to watch. Cameron Diaz is.
I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that. I will say underrated Christmas movie. Nobody really brings this one up. The Family Stone. Who's seen it? Family Stone.
I always consider that like a Thanksgiving movie. Am I wrong?
No, it's all
it a
about
Christmas?
Christmas. Yeah. They have two Christmases in that movie.
But isn't it really
Is one
depressing?
of them Thanksgiving?
there's a set. There
Is one of
is
the Christmas
no.
is Thanksgiving.
It's not. No, it's not Thanksgiving. Laura's misremembering. No, there is a sad part of
Thanksgiving
the story.
dinner?
No, it's two Christmases. I
There
said.
is a big dinner, so maybe that's why she's not Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is sad because Diane Keaton is going through breast cancer, post
And she dies.
mastectomy, and she dies. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
what I mean. I can't watch
beautiful.
that shit at the holidays.
You like movies with mastectomies and mass shootings.
Listen,
What the fuck, dude?
if there's not the threat of death in my Christmas movie, I don't like
I
it.
don't want it.
I think mine is probably Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh,
another
good
Tim Allen.
choice.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, that's a good
I do
one.
love
I
Jamie
saw that
Lee
in
Curtis.
theaters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also love there was a Bob's Burgers Christmas episode like a year before last where all three kids have something different to do at school that night and the parents are trying to choose which one they're going to go to. And Louise is like, "Oh, no one needs to come to mine. Don't worry." But she's reading this really sweet poem about how the best presents at Christmas are her family. And at the very end, the whole family like shows up just in time to hear her read it. And it is just this beautiful moment. So if you haven't seen that, highly recommend you check it out. It's
It's
the
so
highest
good.
rated episode of Bob's Burgers on,
love
I always
that
forget
one.
if it's IDMB or IMB.
IMDb.
IMDb.
Yeah. That's awesome. I don't think I've watched Bob's Burgers in a couple years now. I'll check it
Oh,
out.
I'm
It's a
trying to
comfort
think
show
like
for
what
us.
TV show
I
has a
love
good
it,
Christmas
yeah.
special.
I was just thinking Yeah.
Friends
Boy
has
Meets
Good
World.
Christmas special, Rugrats.
Benihana Christmas, The
Oh,
Office.
where
is
they're
a great
trapped
one.
in the attic for Hanukkah.
Yes.
Boy Meets World when Mr. Feeney reads A Christmas Carol.
And it's the first time he's ever read anything
Yeah,
is in that episode.
yeah. And they're like, "How
That's
did
what
you
makes
get
it
this
so
job as
special.
a teacher?" And he's like,
You
"Because
guys
of this
just can't
reading
have
right here."
a genuine moment, can you? Listen, everybody watch Mr. Feeney read A Christmas Carol right now, and you'll fucking tear up. What's
You
that
can still
actor's
hire him, Bill Daniels.
name? Bill Daniels.
You can hire him to read cameos. He's like 98, and he's basically on life support.
Yeah, he's
It's
not
really
looking great.
he's not.
Well, what
but he's
else
like
is he going to
a
do while
husk.
he's laying there?
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God. He's not actually on
No.
life support. He's just incredibly aged. And
Just artificially alive.
yeah,
Very old.
Anyway,
yeah.
shout out to Bill Daniels.
Yeah.
Next question, Dalton.
So, what about favorite like holiday treats? Like, what is one thing that you always are expecting to see or around the holidays?
Cheese ball.
A
Cream
cheese
cheese,
ball.
chives, and you wrap it in dried chipped beef. And
shit.
cheddar
Good.
cheese. Shredded cheddar cheese.
Cheddar
and then
cheese, yeah.
You dip some Townhouse crackers in there, Ritz, whatever you have on hand, really. And it is a treat. It sounds awful when you say the words
sounds great.
dried chipped beef.
No,
but
it's so
it is actually
good. I've had
delicious.
that cheese ball.
Yeah, I think you
I-
made
same.
it, Laura. And honestly, it reminded me of growing up because my cousin, Jody, she would always make that cheese ball. My much older cousin.
I feel like the cheese ball is so Midwest coded. Like my mom would
Oh,
make that at almost every
100%.
single family. I think she made it when she
But it
came
was-
to Christmas last year.
Yeah.
My
I'll
mom
say
always
something.
Made, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Andrew.
go ahead. No,
No,
you go.
Not say
No,
something.
no,
It's my
don't let
turn.
Andrew talk, please.
My mom
Andrew has
always
said
made
enough. Cody, go.
He said enough.
Okay, well, Laura, can you stop talking? Thank you. Okay. It's hard to get a word in with that one around. My mom makes these peanut butter balls that are dipped in milk and white chocolate. I think in the Midwest you call them Buckeyes
Or acorns.
acorns.
Buckeyes,
acorns. But
Buckeyes,
my
man.
mom always made sweet treats on Christmas Eve. that
Cody.
she would take to my grandma's house.
Next time we are together, do you think you could recreate that recipe? Because I would love to try a white chocolate drizzled peanut butter ball.
Sure.
Peanut
I'll
butter.
drizzle white chocolate all over those suckers.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh, yeah?
Please. Andrew, we're gonna let one more cishet man talk, so this is probably your last thing. Go ahead.
Is it my okay? I'm gonna have a terrible opinion or a good opinion depending on who agrees with me.
Pretty much how it
This
goes.
is a divisive phrase. Ready? Eggnog.
Ugh.
I don't.
How do
I'm
we
not
feel?
against eggnog.
You're not against it?
Ugh.
Dalton is
No.
visibly vomiting.
So is Alyssa.
I just.
Alyssa
I
says no.
never have it because nobody really wants to drink it.
No.
It's like melted
I'd
vanilla
split a
ice
nog with
cream.
you, bro. Yeah.
It's like melted ice cream. It tastes kind of like bubble gum
Mm-hmm.
mixed with nutmeg, and that's
Yeah,
I'm
and
out.
it's amazing.
I'm out.
I don't know
That sounds
what
terrible.
I know.
what it
That
tastes
sounds
like at
awful.
all, but
He doesn't even put alcohol in it. Like that's like the point of
Just
eggnog at the
drink
holidays. He
regular
just
eggnog,
drinks
you
it
just-
straight.
yeah.
We
drink
buy
it
the
straight.
Southern Comfort brand, and we don't add any Southern Comfort to it.
And, see, and that's also the reason I don't like it. I'm not a creamy alcohol person. I don't like a
Oh.
creamy drink like a
Like a rum
cola,
chata
like mixed-
or
A White Russian.
White Russian,
Oh,
baby.
yeah, dude. That's how we're
Yes.
married.
grosses me
Uh
out.
huh.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
White Russians.
Fell in love at Dalton and Andrew's apartment drinking White Russians. Yeah.
Mhm.
Andrew introduced White Russians to my mother.
I
and-
did?
Yeah, because
What?
she had come over, or she was in town.
I vaguely remember this now.
We had White Russians because she was like, "Oh, what is this? This is good." And then like she went on a White Russian kick and just Kahlua in general for like 2 years after that. So
Love it.
It's so good.
What about
Yeah.
what do you call the chocolate milk one?
A dirty Russian.
You know what is awesome around this time of year are the Jolly Rancher candy canes.
Oh, or the Hawaiian
Oh,
Punch
hell
candy
yes.
canes.
Mhm.
or the
Those are the
sweet
best
tart candy
ones.
canes.
Sweet tart candy
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not here for the
Christmas
boring
candy in general.
candy ones. I want the fun flavored.
What about a Reese's Christmas tree, Dalton?
The
you're a
best
fellow
tasting
peanut butter
ones.
lover.
They taste better.
Absolutely.
The best ones out of all of the shapes. The Christmas trees
Over
are
a
the best.
pumpkin.
Yep.
Over
Over a pumpkin.
bunny
Over a
rabbit or
heart.
an egg.
Yeah. over all
It's
of them.
because the shape of the zigzag like has the perfect ratio in the corners of the tree. You know what I'm saying?
Chocolate, absolutely.
There's a science
Yes.
to it, and a pumpkin is just a big blob.
It's a blob.
I can respect
Yeah.
that.
I'll still eat the blob. It's delicious.
Oh,
I'll eat a
Same.
blob. There's
I'll eat
no
a blob.
doubt about that.
I'll eat a blob.
yeah.
You know what I like are those little Santas, and it's just chocolate with like marshmallow inside. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, like the Russell Stover Santas. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are pretty
yeah.
good.
I
Nah,
also love a chocolate orange.
You do.
very
Oh, I
British
love a
of
chocolate
you.
orange. The ones you have to
Chocolate
like
orange.
smash
Yeah.
on the table.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever had one of those.
Wait,
Dude,
so is
those
it
are
just
so
an
good.
orange covered in chocolate?
Yeah, it's an
No.
orange segmented into chocolate, right?
It's just
No.
it's just
in the
chocolate
shape of an orange.
that looks like an orange, and it's
Oh.
like orange flavored. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Like it breaks apart into little slices.
Oh, and it is orange flavored, so it's, not
orange
just
flavored
shaped like
chocolate.
that.
Yeah, and it's got like the little
Interesting.
seeds. It looks like little seeds in there. Yeah.
My grandma would keep one in the fridge, and every night, like when I would stay with her, she would give me like 1 or 2 slices of it.
Oh,
I couldn't have the whole thing.
Mhm.
It's usually a little bit.
Yeah.
Treat
I think
you.
in general, all Christmas stuff tastes better. Like the Reese's, like the red Oreos taste better.
Oh, red
Like,
Oreos for
The
sure.
red and
taste
green
better.
M&Ms taste better.
What else?
Probably all
I think we're just
mental.
so joyous. It's the
Or-
holiday
Yeah.
season.
A glass.
You associate it with that.
fresh from the freezer. Just
Well, yeah.
crack it open. Glass of bubble coke.
Served to you by a polar bear.
Served to be
Yeah.
Mrs.
Did anyone
Claus
do
AI
kisses
polar
me.
bear.
Did anyone do
An
Advent
elf
calendars?
tucks me in.
Oh, Advent calendars, yes.
Apple calendars?
Advent.
Oh, Advent.
But I didn't like them because number one, not enough candy. You only get
No,
one
not
bite,
nearly enough.
and you only get a bite every 3 or 4 days, depending on how many siblings you have. Bullshit.
I was an only child, and my Advent calendar had money in it. So
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a little
What
homemade one.
privilege.
You get money in there.
No, my mom had a wooden one that was in the shape of a Christmas tree, and so
like
you
a
could fill it
reusable
yourself.
one.
Yeah.
Dalton's
Reusable.
Dalton also calls us Trust Fund Advent Calendar. Different frame of reference over here. His humor is different. What else is good to eat around Christmas? There's got to be some
Ham.
other foods.
I thought I was just about to say
Ham. I don't like ham. I'd rather have chicken or
Oh,
So
Cody
I
loves
love
ham.
something. Ham is fine.
Ham.
Can't go wrong with ham.
Ham is the most
Mac
versatile
and
meat.
cheese on Christmas.
Mac and cheese. Oh my
Oh yeah.
I'm not eating ham any other time of the year.
Right.
That is solely like.
Not even for like a country style breakfast at a diner.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I
Lady
do love
with
a ham
with
steak.
a tight bun, pulls a pencil out of her hair. What do you have?
Yeah.
Ham steak
That's it.
Mhm.
with some biscuits and gravy. Shit on the shingle.
Mm.
A little bit of red eye gravy.
All right, you
Let's keep naming foods.
You
Next
were
15
there.
minutes is just foods.
It's just foods, just
Yams,
random foods.
Marshmallows.
So one thing that we would always eat for Christmas when growing up that is different from others is fried fish.
Dude.
No matter what the holiday get together was or family get together was, one of the entrees that would served would be fried fish.
I
Always.
like your family.
I
I've-
wish that was my tradition.
I've had
Oh.
Dalton Riddle
Fried fish.
fried fish before down in Bernie, and let me tell y'all, you go to you have to take a tractor to this warehouse, and they're like, all right, you gotta whisper because the chickens they know they're next, and if they hear you, they're gonna, and so they like just bag it up, and they're slicing heads. It's great. It's great. It's
Depending on
actually
how many
delicious.
crawdads you suck down, you can get a piece of that fried fish, maybe 2.
Yeah, they're frying up
You take it
everything
up
you
from
need
there.
over there. That where
Eat them right off the
you
newspaper.
fry your gator. You bring your brother, they'll fry you up
who
some
wants a gator?
brother.
They'll fry up a main gator. What else? This accent's fun. I just like doing it. Let's keep naming
I know
foods.
sometimes you get stuck
Okay,
in it. You know
calm
what I mean?
down, you. He just reeled in. Actually, so it was so funny growing up that we'd go to like Christmas Eve with my dad's side of the family, and then Christmas Day was always my mom's side of the family, and the dinners would just be vastly different. Because on my mom's side, it was essentially the same as Thanksgiving. Like, everyone brought a casserole, everyone
Same.
brought like one thing. You'd see the exact same stuff. Versus my dad's side of the family was at my aunt's house, and she insisted on doing like fancy dinner. So we'd actually like get the good china out that came out like once a year, and like the good, what's
Champagne flute,
Yeah, champagne
silver,
flutes and
polished
stuff, and
silver,
silver.
like real silver.
yeah, like we'd actually.
Sometimes
have,
there'd be
dry
like
out.
a servant there.
No,
Yeah.
not that.
In
Cutting
white
their own
gloves.
arm.
She stood in the
You want some
corner
of my
until you
arm?
Summoned her. her. Yeah.
She wasn't
With a
allowed
little
to
bell.
speak.
She wasn't allowed to speak or make eye contact. She
bell.
poured a lot when she spilled a lot when she poured. Keep going. Sorry, I'm just riffing.
But yeah, no, it was just so funny. So did you guys have anything like that? Like always a same kind of dinner for like our tradition for Christmas, going to one side of the family?
So I feel like we had family very, very close. Like my family was all within like an hour.
Mhm.
So we would always do our family Christmases and stuff like the weekends in December because everybody wanted to have Christmas Eve and Christmas just with their like household.
Oh.
So we would do like Christmas with my dad's side one weekend, Christmas with my mom's side, and then like my grandparents would come like to our house for Christmas Eve and Christmas. And we never did the same dinner, but we always had cinnamon rolls for like Christmas morning.
Same.
That was like the big thing.
My dad would
Yeah.
make a tea ring, actually.
Oh.
So he'd make homemade cinnamon rolls, but once you've rolled it all up, instead of slicing it, you just take the whole roll and you make it to look like a big wreath. And then
Well,
you bake
that's
that.
cool.
Mhm.
It is.
And
Her
you get a
dad
slice.
is a master baker, and nobody
sounds
makes fun
perfect
of the way
because-
I said that.
I hate that.
He's been master baking for years.
Oh yeah,
He's a what is Alyssa's at? What is he?
a master baker, and he would masterly bake in front of the entire family.
Yeah, he master baked a cake after one of the shows at SEMO, right?
He did.
Does he also make his own frosting?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
hand whipped, fresh.
Oh.
Jesus.
Mama
What were
Brooks
you
loves
saying,
it.
Laura?
I'm sorry. I'm talking too much. Keep going. Laura.
Oh.
That was it.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I
so we
didn't
can go back to
interrupt
Master
anything.
Baker. We can go back to that.
Now
Anyway.
we can go back to the rep.
No,
Do-
that's another memory. You guys are
No.
bringing back my memories of.
I do love
Oh, no.
waking up to your dad's tea ring. That was awesome.
Mhm.
He's the best.
So
Oh,
my question, okay, this is a legit question. I hate like the edges of the cinnamon roll. Like I like the gooey center. Would this method make more gooey center, or does
I
it
think-
make more like hard edges?
I think both. I think it's a wash because
You
get
can't have both.
right.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
You get
the-
if you mash it together, it's gonna be more center, but also more outside.
Okay.
I agree
Mhm.
with you, and that's actually why he's more recently adjusted to just doing cinnamon rolls, because the
Okay.
whole outside layer of the tea ring would be fairly dry.
yes.
So that's like a
Got
big
it.
section.
The gooey center was neglected. I
He would
agree with
even
you,
like
Laura.
give us
Best
butter
part.
to kind of put on top to kind of like re-gooey everything.
Yeah, he had to redo
This
it.
this might be a silly question, but why is it called a T ring if it's the shape of an O?
Because you have it for tea, Dalton.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't know shit and you're not
And it's a
cultured.
ring.
Keep
Circle.
going.
I think the ring.
But British
indicates
people
the
would
shape.
literally eat a cinnamon
But
roll.
why
That
is
seems
it
like an
called
American
tea?
thing.
Like a tea, honey.
Oh,
Yeah, I
like
don't know. I
sip
just
your
said that.
tea.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
why it's called tea ring.
You
Anyway.
you were focused on the shape of a T.
I was. I couldn't let it go. I was like, that makes a peace sign.
I don't know if you like Google it. Where's my camera? Like
There
little
it
T
is.
ring.
Oh, that's
See
cute.
that?
That's cute.
Interesting.
And the white drizzle, you can tell somebody master baked on that too.
Only while it's piping hot, baby.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh. All right. Well, now that Dalton and Cody are horny.
Christ.
What else?
It's
can we
gonna be a
talk
white
about?
Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
where our hands are right now.
Woo.
That took a turn.
Yeah.
For real.
Did you all play any interesting games with your families around Christmas? Like, do anyone do like Secret Santa, White Elephant? And if so, what are your rules with White Elephant?
The important question.
So
See,
this was
I
very
learned-
contested in my family. It was
Really?
like, oh yeah, there were arguments for years. So we called it Dirty Santa.
Mm-hmm.
There were 1 million cousins on my dad's side. He's one of 5. And so it got to the point where we're like, we can't buy presents for everyone. It's too expensive. Let's do Dirty Santa. But
Yeah.
no one could agree on what the rules were. And like every year we
Yep.
would have the same argument.
Yep. How
what
many
was the
times can it be
best part?
stolen before
Yeah.
it's dead?
How many times can it be stolen? Blah, 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 if it's locked. But what was so funny is every single year, this nun, like a doll that was a nun,
She came to your
be-
Christmas?
in someone would bring it back as the gift, and they would always wrap it in a different size box.
So you never knew if
that's
you're getting the nun.
So you
That's
never knew if you were
fun.
getting the nun. I'm telling you, like 10 years, this nun would like be in this Dirty Santa game. So
Oh,
that was the
That
best
also
part.
happened in my family, but it was a giant pair of granny panties.
Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
Used or
Used. Yeah.
Yeah, they were my grandma's.
Oh yeah. Granny's panties.
Now
Yeah.
that
She
I'm
forgot to get a gift one year and was like, I'll just wrap these.
I
No,
love it.
but same, Laura. Like, eventually on my mom's side of the family, there's just so many people that were like, this is expensive. But we would just do a gift exchange. So on Thanksgiving, when we were all together, you would draw a name from the hat. And that's who
That's
you
smart.
would get a gift for. So we didn't
Smart.
really play a game. It was
Saves
just
money.
a secret
Yeah.
Santa. We were just secret
Yeah.
Santa.
Pretty much, yeah.
hmm But my church would do white elephants and like rob your neighbor style games pretty much every year, and that would get vicious for
Even
sure.
though robbing is a sin.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know we were a bunch of hypocrites.
needed to watch some more VeggieTales.
We did.
And biblically, I don't think the elephants were white. So that was another.
No.
That's true. They,
That's just how they
lived
looked in the
a very
Bible.
sandy region, so
We definitely leaned into the
Very
silliness of like white elephant, because I've gone to some white elephants outside of what I was used to, and they just be regular gifts, and I'm like, this isn't white elephant, and it's like something I want.
that's true.
My first white elephant was with her,
At the family.
like 10 years
Yeah.
ago. We never did it because Christmas is a time where you give people things they want or need, and it's real. It's not like we don't want to do silly gifts like ranch flavored soda. You know what I mean? You bring that to a white elephant.
Whacking.
Yeah. You know, we got
No.
presents for each individual person, and that was it.
But yours was also just your parents and your siblings. This was like my entire dad's side. Like,
Yeah.
Well, maybe your grandma
25,
should have
30
kept her
people.
legs closed.
I'm telling Grandma Judy you said
No, you're
that.
not.
Oh, Grandma Judy's gonna be mad.
She drew me a picture of a bird. She would never.
She would never. She would never. What kind of bird, Andrew? That's absolutely a true story.
It was a cardinal. She like colors. We get her like coloring books.
She will
And
give
when
us.
you go to visit her, she's like, you go pick one off of my wall.
She'll write your name on it. Yeah.
But the
Grandma
thing is, she always
Judy.
says, this is for you to remember me when I die. She's been saying that since I was like 7.
Oh,
She'll get me something, hand it to me, and go, this is for you to remember me when I die.
oh.
Been saying that for 30 years.
That
That's
bitch
like the grandma
refuses to
version
die.
of friendship trash.
You take that back, all right, Andrew? Grandma Judy's a fucking saint. I'm gonna.
I
kick
know,
your
but
ass
she
for that.
does. She did love to have sex and have babies. She has a
She
lot of
did.
them.
She loved
That's
it.
that's
I mean,
just my point.
you're right.
Love her to death. She loves sex to death. Also.
These two things
Wow.
can be true.
Not to sound serious, but my grandma would say the same thing, Laura. But
Yeah.
now that she has passed, I do appreciate all the little things that she's given me. So I do have those, and I cherish them. I know I'm a hypocrite.
And you
So
won't
you
throw
don't
those
throw
away.
in the trash.
They
And
go
that's how
keep
Mike
those.
feels about your stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how I
Exactly.
feel about
Yeah.
your stuff.
Can't you empathize with me that I want to treasure our memories?
Nah.
Okay. I guess it's fair.
If it's about me, but if it's my grandma or someone else I care about, keeping forever.
So, Cody, since you brought up the question, it makes me wonder: do you have specific rules for white elephant that
Yeah.
the participants must adhere to?
I mean, not that I can agree upon without a 15-minute argument with my mom and my cousin Candace. But in my opinion, on a gift's third steal, it becomes frozen.
Absolutely.
Original owner, stolen 3 times. But my caveat is, if you play that whoever draws number 1 gets to go again at the very end, I like to play that they can take any gift, even if it has been frozen, which then could restart the entire cycle over.
Cody,
But
I
does
like
picking the
that.
gift first count as one of those 3?
No, you're
Steals?
the original owner.
That's not a steal.
Okay, so it's got to be 3 steals.
Yeah,
So a present
yes.
can change hands 4 times.
Think of the
Yeah.
Essentially, yes, unless it's a steal back.
And you can't steal back from the person who stole from you.
Ooh, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever done like a prank wrapping of a gift? Like, you know the thing like where you like do like 8 layers of duct tape.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
They really
Yeah.
gotta struggle to open the gift.
You
I did
to
that. I
Dalton.
got my brother a sword one year. And
Yeah,
I
you
wrapped
did that
like
to me at our friends was because you knew that I was doing that to Ashley.
Yes.
You traitor.
You're a traitor.
Oh, you stole his
But it was-
idea?
It was just so funny because
Wow.
Dalton was a little dummy and he told me that he had Ashley in our Secret Santa and that he was going to prank her but with giving her a hard to open gift. And I was like, oh, that little dummy, I have Dalton. So I will also do that to him.
Oh, wait,
She
was that
gave
last
it
year?
Yeah.
No, it was 2
Last
years
year.
ago.
That was 2 years ago at our house.
Oh,
Yeah.
good lord.
Was it 2 years ago already?
It was 2 years ago.
Oh, my heart.
I know.
I need to see you, beautiful people.
It's been too long.
I know.
This is close enough.
Close
Close enough.
Honestly, it's about 15 minutes too long. We do an hour a week. And
Oh,
that's
God, yeah.
That's true.
It's true.
I think we have
We
time
do.
for one final question, Dalton.
Oh, I thought you were saying that as if you had one final question.
it. No,
Alyssa.
she has
The
to
way
pass
she
the
said it,
buck.
and we
And-
No, this is just the editor being like, let's wrap this up.
Well, we haven't discussed favorite Christmas song.
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
And
Favorite
which edition?
favorite Christmas song and which edition?
Thinker.
I like I don't know what it's called. but
Andrew knows it already. His
Any-
favorite.
Anytime I hear that little boy choir sing Merry Christmas,
Aw.
Merry Christmas, da, 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 da. I have to listen to the whole thing. I don't even know what it's
Trans-Siberian
called.
Orchestra, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Mine is Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. I feel like you guys might not know that one. It's a banger.
Oh, I'm gonna have to add that.
It's the
Donny
best.
Hathaway this Christmas.
Yeah, it's the best.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think
Banger is
I
a
do,
strong
too.
word, isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
Is that the one that's like,
The
oh,
fireside
no,
is
so sad.
blazing bright. It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a, it's
I
a
like that
bop.
one.
I'd say it's a bop, not a banger, but
I like these levels. Bop, banger, hit.
Flop.
Mhm.
Hit.
Smash.
I like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, but it's a tie between Frank Sinatra and Judy Garland
Ooh,
for different reasons.
yeah.
Sam Smith also has a really good version.
Oh, he does indeed. He does indeed.
They,
I miss
they
Sam Smith pre-auto tune.
Isn't that just called the Christmas song, or is that a different song? The Christmas.
That's a different song. The Christmas song is Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. That's also a great one, Nat King Cole.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like
think
Andrew needs to go to a trivia night for Christmas songs.
For Christmas music
Andrew
Andrew loves
specifically.
Christmas. No joke.
I do
I-
love Christmas, but I don't know if I know trivia.
You're literally answering all of the questions.
I named two artists. Nat King Cole, I think, only sings Christmas songs. He's the voice of Christmas.
He's
Yeah.
the voice of Christmas.
Absolutely. Now, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas always gets me in the feels. I have it at the end of my Christmas playlist as like the last song. Maybe like right
Oh.
before Old Lang Syne. Just kind of close out the
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I have a favorite version of it, but my favorite Christmas song is "Mary Did You Know."
Oh, Pentatonics.
Pentatonics.
Oh,
I
Pentatonics
love
has a
it.
very good version of
I
that.
love
Yes.
Yes, they
Yes.
do.
All right, we're going to end this by singing a Christmas carol all together.
No, we're not.
Let's
So,
all pick a different
Cody,
one.
you asked the question, but you didn't answer the question.
Oh,
Oh, I really like Do You Hear What I Hear? Although I still don't know that I know
It's a
what
good
they
one.
were hearing, so maybe I wasn't hearing what he was hearing.
Mm.
And I'm a big fan of Kelly Clarkson's Christmas album as well.
I
Wrapped in
love
Red
Kelly
is
Clarkson.
The entire thing.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, literally
Wrapped in red.
anything she
Beautiful.
sings. I'm down.
Completely agree.
Dalton, you're resisting everybody sings a Christmas carol together, but I honestly think it is the spirit. 'Tis the season.
What if we all sing a different Christmas carol at the same time?
What if everyone sing the first one that comes to your mind? Maybe we'll have some in common.
Yes.
What if we just launch into a beautifully
Oh, wouldn't that be
harmonized?
awesome?
We all pick the same song.
All right.
Like, 6-part harmony.
3, 2, 1. Have
From
yourself
the marshmallow
bells
world,
jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Made out of
Jingle
coal.
bells. From all of us here at Dungeon Radio Hour, we wish you a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and a wonderful New Year. We will be taking a short break, but we'll be back on January 7th with our regular episodes. And you know what would be the greatest gift? Checking out our Patreon. We have bloopers, bonus episodes, extended intros, and so much more. So go check it out. And until next time, keep the volume up, the dial tuned in, and always say yes to adventure. Bye for now, kids.